Hey everybody, I'm Lars and today we're talking about the Hoka Speedgoat 6. What's new in the Speedgoat 6? Well, actually there's a lot. There's a new midsole foam, it's a taller stack, there's a new woven upper with a new vamp, and it has a new type of tongue. It is a little bit of a different thing here in the heel as well, and there's some differences in the outsole pattern. In general, you see the new Speedgoat 6 as a little bit of a different shoe compared to the two last versions. And that's because of this midsole right here. This midsole is a CM EVA, compression molded EVA. It's a newer type of midsole, it's a lighter type of midsole, so despite its taller stack, it actually brings the weight of the shoe significantly down. The last versions have had a little bit of a different type of foam, a little bit of a softer foam, a foam that has a little bit less of a stable quality, but is a little bit more flexible. So it depends on what you like and what you don't like. What you get in this type of firmer foam is a little bit more technical ability, a little bit less unstable, wonky kind of running. The upper has three parts. You have this kind of woven, a little bit matrix style, firmer, very breathable kind of fabric on top here. And then you have overlays, or maybe I would call them interlays, because they're inside the shoe and they give the shoe a really nice structure. And then you have this type of overlay here on the toe and some like a little bit of added like ripstop material here in the back as well. Yeah, maybe four things, but in general, layers upon layers, and then you get a really nice and good structure. The tongue itself is also new. It has a little bit more of a padding right here. It's attached on both sides like the previous versions. It stays put, and that little padding hinders a little bit of lace bite. Now, when it comes to fit, this is also a difference compared to last year's version, because the midfoot right here is a little bit more tight. So you get a really nice and tight hold around the foot, keeping your foot in place while still maintaining some space in the toe. I had plenty of space and I didn't use the vamp, but if you need a little bit more space, this vamp is here to like give you just a tiny bit of extra space. The heel itself has a little bit of padding. It's a really good fitting shoe. It gets really nice and stuck on your foot, so you don't have any movement at all. So overall, you could probably say it's a little bit of a tighter fit compared to last year's version. And this also comes back to the same thing that I said earlier about the midsole, which is that it's a little bit more stable, while the upper also keeps you a little bit more stable and in place. Now the outsole, very, very similar to last year's version. There's just some minor tweaks, not a big deal. It's a Vibram Mega Grip outsole. It sticks, it's nice. Doesn't feel too bad when you're running on asphalt as well. And it grips really nicely. It has some like smaller parts here where you can see some dirt actually sticking to it. It's just one of those outsoles that you will love and will help you grip almost anything. So in general, if we talk about the entire shoe, it's called a Speedgoat. And it's not because it's the greatest of all time, it's because goats are amazing in the mountain, in steep and technical terrain, and they can go almost anywhere. And I feel like the Speedgoat 6 fits a little bit more to that name, the Speedgoat. Now, it's still a shoe that you can run longer in. It's still a shoe that you can run on gravel, a little bit on asphalt, and it wouldn't be an issue at all. But it has moved a little bit towards being a little bit more of a mountain goat, a little bit more agile, a little bit more versatile, and a little bit more technical in the mountain terrain. It's just more ground feel, a little bit more of that stableness that helps you along the way. Now, the great thing about this Speedgoat is that you can buy it on runningexpert.com.